Alright, what is happening, everyone? So as you can see by the sound of this car, it's not what it's supposed to do, in my opinion. It is way too quiet. It is way too quiet. It has no upshift whatsoever. It doesn't actually sound like what you would expect from an EA888 engine, especially if this is the vRS from SKoda. So this is supposed to be the most hardcore variant of the Octavia. So I'm actually going to try and fix that. We're just doing a mild modification that should help everything. Alright, hopefully you guys can actually see me here. So this is what the car would actually sound like, just standard form. So I'm actually just going through the gears. It is quite built up, so there is quite a lot of traffic, but I'll roll down the window just a little bit so you can hear the external sound. That's up to gear 4 now. I kid you not, it is too quiet. It is too quiet to be a SKoda vRS, you know? Well, since I'm at the actual garage right now, I might as well actually just talk about some of the features that I really do want to change about this car. So the first thing is, of course, the wheels itself. So the wheels itself, even though they look nice, the problem with them is that I'm not too kind on the finish on the car itself. I'm not too keen on this two-tone look. I just want to have it all in grey. Now, of course, the back end as well, mainly the smoked rear lights. It isn't in the best condition. I think whoever's actually done this had given it a spray or something like that. If I were to actually do it, I'd rather have it in a tint film, so it's more like a glossy finish. But even at this stage, it's a bit too dark for me. But in terms of the actual exhaust tips, I will leave it exactly the same, but I will actually spray that in black to give it a bit of a, you know, an under the radar finish, because I think the chrome tips is a bit too much. The front end, everything else looks exactly the way I want it to. However, splitter needs to be sorted at the front end. That's about it. I'm not actually going to do anything to the front end too much. The whole car looks nearly finished in my standards, to be fair. It's just a bit of touch up and color wise to make it a little bit more unique in that aspect. But other than that, of course, make sure that you get some tint at the front end as well, you know, because with a big car like that, it is way too bright. Even though the vRS comes at standard with limo tint at the back and of course the rear window as well. However, in this aspect, it is still too bright. Now, in terms of modifications to the OBD11, there is definitely a lot that I want to actually change. My main thing that I really do miss is the fact that since this is a DSG model, I'm interested in seeing if I can actually add the automatic braking assist, see if that's actually incorporated, because technically it's still got the sensors at the front. The radar sensors are still there. So it's just maybe possibility of just a thing that you just need to code and maybe unlock. Potentially more colors. I'm not too sure if that's a possibility. I will have a look and see if I can actually code that in. The other thing is more hardware things. So the actual footwell lighting that you get in the front of the SKoda and the rear are halogen. So I want to change that to somewhat of a white softly lit LEDs, so it incorporates the whole styling of the car. That's it, to be fair, in terms of just soft modifications. Look at the weather on that. 2.5 degrees. 2.5 degrees. This is such a clutch thing to actually own if you've actually got any kind of Volkswagen Audi group car. It's basically customized a hell of a lot of things that might not have actually been unlocked from factory, and some modifications as well.